Alright, today we're playing classic MapleStory, and this is not a private server. This is like an actual official release because this was in MapleStory Worlds, which is the official MapleStory game creator. And because it was made in the official MapleStory game creator, this will never get taken down. This is a legit classic MapleStory server that you can actually play. It's called Artale, and that's what we're going to be playing today, so let's get into this. Alright, I already know I'm going to be rolling this dice for a long time. I really want to make a thief that uses daggers, so we're gonna need luck and we're gonna need dexterity. So just give me a couple minutes until we get the right stat.
A few moments later.
Okay, let's speed through this tutorial. Blah, blah, blah. We need to go get the mirror. Let's go talk to this NPC. I know normally I like read out all of the dialogue and all that stuff, but this is just a tutorial, so the dialogue really isn't that important. In reality, this whole quest is just really stupid because they're literally 2 feet from each other, so they really don't need me to like be transporting the mirror back and forth. This guy's gonna teach us how to use a recovery item. That's simple. All I have to do is just double click on it. It's not that difficult. On to the next one. Now we're getting into some basic combat. Saying press control to attack, but I switched that to shift because that's what I'm used to using. I know with most modern games you move with WASD, but MapleStory is the one game where I feel comfortable using the basic arrow keys. I don't know why. MapleStory was the only game I grew up playing only using the arrow keys to move. It's kind of inconvenient because all your attack buttons are on the same side as your movement, but that's just how I've always played it. Maybe as I get deeper into the game, I might change the controls up. Says before we see Mai, we have to take down 10 snails. That's pretty easy. And he also wants us to get 3 tree branches and give them to some dude named Bari. Oh! Okay, this chick wants us to take this letter to some dude named Lucas. Honestly, that's easier said than done. Okay, so 5 regular snails, 5 blue snails, and 3 shrooms. Okay, so far I don't have any complaints about this. It feels like regular classic MapleStory. I guess there's like a slight delay with the attacks because it's not like exactly like classic MapleStory, but it's the closest thing we have in America to a classic MapleStory server that's actually legit and not a private server. Not that I don't have anything against private servers, it's just that when you use a private server, there's always a small risk it's going to get shut down and you're going to lose all your progress. So it's always more preferable that we have a regular server for whatever game that we want to play. But obviously, if a game is shut down or if there's no classic version of it, then that's kind of just the way to go. And that's coming from someone that played a lot of private servers, but I never really stay on them for the long term. So we got everything she asked for, so let's see what she says. Now she says, want to try defeating some powerful monsters. Okay, so we have to defeat 5 orange mushrooms. What? I know an orange mushroom is not really a big deal, but on the tutorial island, orange mushrooms are like the strongest monsters there. And what also makes this harder is because I'm going for a thief instead of a warrior or pirate, so my stats aren't going to be allocated in strength, even though for the beginner class, that's like the primary stat that you use for dealing damage. And before we really do that, let's go ahead and allocate our stats. So I looked up online and I was right that I needed to use dexterity, but I only need 25 dexterity minimum. So we'll get the dexterity up to 25 and then we'll put the rest of it in luck. Alright, so before you get on Artale and start playing, I would customize your character first. Because I'm seeing a lot of new characters when I'm playing this and they all look exactly the same. And that's because they didn't create their character first. Oh look, there's Bari. Alright, he gave us 5 eggs and 5 oranges. This is kind of an odd combination of food, but I'm not really going to complain about it. Okay, now that we're about to fight some stronger enemies, let's go ahead and actually put on our equipment. And for some reason, I don't know why, but they gave my character girl clothes, which is really weird because my character is a dude. But it's not going to really matter in the grand scheme of things. At this point, bro, we might as well just power level till we reach level 10 and then we can get off this island. Because really, after you hit level 10, there's no reason to really be on this island. Unless you're like a completionist. I want to complete every single mission on the island. Okay, this should be enough XP to hit level 10, I think. Yep, we hit level 10, now let's get off this island. Okay, so now, I know we're really early on, but like, let's make a comparison to the other MapleStory I was playing. Notice how the attacks I'm doing aren't too crazy, I know I'm still like a beginner, But notice the range of my attacks. Notice how the enemies hit hard. Notice how the attacks I'm doing don't take up half the screen.
Okay.
And you're gonna also notice, and when I get to the higher levels, you're gonna notice that too. The attacks aren't taking up that much range compared to how it is in the modern MapleStory. And the enemies are hitting harder. Characters you control aren't as mobile. They can't jump across the screen. I don't know why these modern game companies feel the need to make the games easier and easier. Like, that's not what people want. I guess maybe there is some people out there who do want easy games, easy progression. Like, a lot of people do want to feel like they're in like a power fantasy anime and can do all this crazy stuff. Yes, there are games for that feeling. I feel like MMOs don't need to be like that. MMOs need to be difficult. They need to be grindy. At the same time, there always needs to be fun activities to do in the game. Also, when you make a game hard, it forces the players to have to work together, which that's important for an MMO, right? Because MMOs are supposed to be social games. They're not really supposed to be played solo. But yeah, let's get off this island. I already feel like I've been on this island for way too long. Alright, we finally made it to the boat. So we can finally get off this island once and for all and never come back. So let's just give this guy his juice and let's go to Victoria Island. Oh, okay, that was really fast. I thought there was gonna be like a cutscene or like they could have actually made the boat physically move to the island. And now that we're on this island, we can finally get some decent clothes. Give me a couple minutes. I'm gonna go buy the freestyling pass.
A few moments later.
I got my shirt with a skull on it. I got a do-rag on. My guy looks so much better. So now let's go to Cirrus City because that's where I can become an official thief and actually start playing this game for real. Okay, we're almost to Cirrus City. Just a couple more maps and we'll finally be over there. I know I feel like I've been praising this game the whole time, but like this game isn't perfect. Don't get me wrong. The first thing is I noticed that you can only create one character, which really sucks because personally I like to have multiple characters. I like to have thief that uses daggers. I want to have pirate that uses brass knuckles, and then I want to create a dark knight. But the only way to do that is to create 2 additional accounts. Hopefully down the line they'll update it. Another thing that a lot of people complain about in this game is that there's like a 50 character limit per channel, and by characters I mean there's only 50 other players, other real people on this channel at a time. So they're gonna have to find a way to fix that because that's not enough. But to me, it's not that really a big deal. It's only a big deal if you're gonna do like a party quest. Okay, so we're definitely really close to the city because I'm seeing graffiti on the wall and some really just dusty looking buildings. Alright, finally made it. If I remember correctly, the leader of the thieves is in the Fusion Bar Jazz Cafe. Alright, there he is. I want to become a rogue. You need 25 dexterity, which I got, and I have a bunch of luck, so there we go. I'm now a rogue. Bet. So test out some skills. Alright, so I'm a rogue now. And this might actually be a good stopping point for the video. So the way we're gonna start with these Artale videos, I'm gonna do 10 levels per video. So right now I'm at level 11. So the next video, I'm gonna try to make it to level 20.